Alright, hi, we're in terrible lighting because we're waiting in a line. I don't think that there's any way we can turn that will fix the lighting then. Oh wait, yes there is.
Yeah. See,
okay, fine. Fine.
Yeah.
That's why you're in charge of light stuff, I guess, or something. Anyway, we're at the Kingdom Hearts concert in New York. We're going to be here with a bunch of nerds, listening to nerd music, and get to meet the best composer ever. Yeah. We're standing in the merch line. We're going to be performing.
Merch line is moving.
Merch line is moving. And I'm trying to vlog still because I'm bad at this. It's not as bad as the.
I'm so sorry.
You moved it too far.
Well, that's
Look at what I have to deal with. No, you kept moving me.
No, you were like falling backwards.
Anyway, hello.
I'm not strong, Benitez.
Ignore him. Anyway, we're gonna. That's the end of the line. The mirror's there's this mirror and it makes the line look way longer than it is. It's terrible. Anyway, we're gonna get merch and then we're going to play lots of horrible instruments very horribly and poorly and attempt to entertain people. So, bye. Good tidings, friends, and welcome to the Seekers of Dorkness cry a lot because all of their equipment is still broken. We'd like to start off this video by apologizing for the lack of videos recently. Our computer officially died, and then the one that we use for streaming. I still have a shitty laptop, but you can't hook it up to the PS4, so and Subnautica won't run on it. Nothing runs on it, basically. I can kind of edit things very slowly on it, but that's why things have kind of stopped. And then on top of that, the person who's fixing our computer keeps getting sick, which is not his fault, obviously. Kudos to him for fixing a computer for free, but it's been a process. Their toe is now broken. That's like the level of like shit that keeps happening. He also thinks the computer is cursed.
Which it might be.
Which it might be, because bad things keep happening. We also named it Ovon, which was a mistake. We tried to name it not Ovon.
We tried to name it not Ovon specifically to not
have this
invite
happen,
this kind
but
of...
But it overheard us and decided that its name was Ovon anyway.
Yeah.
And so when it died, we decided to rename it to Ovon, because it was reborn, and that was the... For those of you who actually know .hack, you understand why this is funny. Anyway, getting that out of the way, we finally have some things to talk about that doesn't require a lot of fancy equipment, and that is that we've got to go to the Kingdom Hearts concert. Yeah. We'll have a little bit of footage in here from the concert. We didn't get to record a whole lot because our trains kept getting delayed, so we got to New York a little late. And then we were standing in merch lines, and there wasn't a lot of time to record, and then we got to meet Shiro Amano, which was amazing. But we wanted to talk about the concert and the experience of the concert and theories relating to the concert, believe it or not. Because that's what you expect, is to go to an Orchestra soundtrack concert and then come back having theories about the franchise. But Nomura and Shiro Amano. Not Shiro Amano. That's another artist. That's the Mar guy. Why did I say that? Yoko Shimomura. Why do I keep... Yeah.
I didn't think that was right.
That wasn't right.
Names, so,
no, I know. I'm sorry. Yoko Shimomura. I'm so sorry if I said Shiro Amano the first time. I did?
You did.
But she has really cute art in the book, which is why I said that, because we didn't get to meet...
everything.
Everything can stay. I was going to have to pick this up. Thank you. Oh, no, it fell again. Where is it? So start doing this order. So we got this lovely, there are lots of cool swag. This is you can see it's got kind of holographic, the, playbook, or not what's the official word for one of these? I actually do go to classical concerts all the time, so I don't have an excuse.
I think it's technically a playbill, but that wasn't what they were calling it.
It wasn't what they were calling it, because I mean, it mostly has non-playbill related things in it, but, the reason I kept saying Shiro Amano is because it's this adorable little artwork she drew, and I kept staring at it the entire concert, and I was like, Shiro Amano, everything you draw is so cute. But no, Yoko Shimomura, and we didn't get to record that, unfortunately, because there wasn't enough time. The security people wouldn't let us, but we do have some photos. I did talk to her in very broken Japanese that she corrected, and it was very embarrassing, but in my defense, I feel like I would have spoken as incorrectly in English and just not had an excuse because I speak English fluently. Because that was very nerve-wracking because she's just a wonderful composer and I love her. And her music is amazing. And I guess before we talk about more swag, let's talk about that amazing music and do we want to start with the thing?
Do we want to start with the thing?
Let's start with the thing.
Or do we want to start with pointing out, not Ben Diskin?
Okay, so we're going to start out with a shitpost, actually. Well, I say start, we're probably like 5-10 minutes into this fucking video already. But
if you follow us on Twitter, you've already seen this.
Yes, if you follow,
but
yes,
it's still important.
Follow us on Twitter as Seeks of Dorkness for shitposts as soon as they happen, because it doesn't take the time to set up a camera to shitpost on Twitter. But they have in the book all these pages that are like little summaries of the characters and the different games, and if you like, here's coded, because I know that's the one. Ignore the stuff that just fell out of that. Could even hear that, but it's like, oh, this is Datasora, or that's Mickey, this is Datasora. I'm looking at a very small screen, guys, and here's Datariku, and it has like a little explanation, and it's in English and Japanese. And besides the fact that they pick some really random pictures for some people, like, here's just Xehanort shipping himself for some reason. I'm sure that's not showing up very well on camera, but that, like, they have the really nice HD screenshots. I'll try to take pictures of this post-edit so you can see them better, of most of the characters from, like, the opening, and then for Xehanort, they just have this really derpy screenshot of him at the end of the game with, like, a Keyblade half in his chest for some reason.
Because that's what we decided to go with here.
Yes, but then our favorite was, we were looking at the Dream Drop Distance page, and we got to and I looked at it at first glance and went, where the fuck is Baby Nort? He's like the main point of this game. And then I realized what they did, and you can see here, there's a lovely picture of Xehanort, or not Xehanort, of Xemnas, labeled Xehanort, labeled Young Xehanort, and I'm just sitting here like, ah yes, young Xehanort, who is definitely not Xemnas, where we definitely didn't put a picture of Xemnas. And you can see, like, the description for it is for Baby Nort. It's all about Baby Nort, and nowhere else do they have, like, because Baby Nort is in that scene. He dips out really early, but that's a Xemnas. Yeah. I guess, I mean, they're technically the same person, but what's the point of that? We have to keep all of our Norts straight.
We do. Especially considering the boss battle. We're going to segue into one of the songs.
Now we're going to segue into one of the songs, the boss battle medley, the final boss battle medley, actually. It was fantastic, and one thing we want to talk about that is that it ended up being a Nort-only medley. There were only Nort-related final boss battle songs, which means our darling Marluxia was left out. But that might be a good thing, because that might mean that he is not going to wind up a Nort in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm okay with that, because I don't want him to be Norted, as I've said multiple times on this channel now.
We want him back, we just don't want him to be half possessed.
Yes, do not possess the Marley. Let him have his free will so he can be as sassy and gay and majestic as possible.
Yes, exactly.
So, even if he's only actually sassy and gay in the manga, but that's fine.
I love how, like, manga Marley is fanon Marley.
Basically, that's another reason why we love Shiro Wano. But anyway, so that was the boss battle. It didn't have anything from Coded. It was literally just Ansem, Xemnas, Baby Nort, and Master Nort. Oh, and Terra Nort. They had the music specifically for the Terra Nort fight when Aqua fights him at the end of BBS, but that's still, like, a Nort fest of Norts. It was also how many times could we remix Destati over dramatically and it still be badass, which they succeeded at. Like, I'm not complaining about that, it was wonderful. But it was, like, 80% Destati and then Xemnas. And Baby Nort's theme slightly mixed in with Destati. It was really cool, it was really well done. The guy who made the arrangements, because I mean, Yoko Shimomura composed all the originals, but it's in the playbill. A couple other people helped with the actual compositions of working the pieces into the medley. I remember the one guy's name because it was Kaoru something, and I'm trash. But I don't know where it is in here, so I'm going to stop looking. But anyway, so there is that. There are a couple of, I mean, they did a few songs, full versions from, there are some songs on the CD that if you're listening to the concert online, probably, because I'm assuming most people who posted that have just ripped the CD, and there were a few songs that they didn't post, like Organization 13, which I honestly think is a shame, because that, I mean, it was like the normal arrangement, which is why they didn't include it on the CD. They probably have a fully orchestrated, oh, they definitely, I know this for, I say probably, like, I don't know that there is one, a fully orchestrated version of it elsewhere in multiple places, probably multiple ones, that one I can say probably, I know that one for sure. But it's, the presentation was very emotional and well done. They had these, like, I mean, they were basically just glorified canon AMVs, but they were still really good and very heartfelt and emotional.
For the Organization 13 one, I would just like to point out that Zexion had so little screen time that they had to pull footage from his absent silhouette fight.
Poor Zexy.
Poor Zexy.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened. But this is, like, it was one of the earlier songs in the set, and, it actually really set the mood. It's really cheesy to say, but, like, I felt like I could really feel Nomura and Yoko Shimomura's... That's why I keep doing that, is because Shiro, Amana, and Shimomura... It's the dyslexic. I'm dyslexicing the Shiros and their names. Only... It's Shimomura, not Shiromura, yeah. So I don't even... I'm dyslexicing the she. I'm getting stuck at she. There's too much she. It's the worst letter in katakana anyway, if any of you know the Nihongo. But anyway...
It's true.
It's true. But the point is that you could really feel their intentions for the characters with the music, set up with visuals that aren't just the normal cutscenes. It really... I mean, if you listen to Organization 13 separately as its own song, it's a very depressing song, and when it's usually used in context, you know, it is for a sad thing or a foreboding scene, you know, without context, or with context, like the opening of an Organization 13 meeting, but the context doesn't make it, like, that's the sorrow in it isn't feel like it's directed at the Organization 13 members in the same way as this video did, where it was just cycling through each member, and it really made them feel not like villains, which most of them really aren't. Mostly it's just Braig who's an asshole. I'm not even sure Xemnas is that much of an asshole, and that's a theory for another time, but, that's... we all know that, like, half of Team Science is about to go, like, join Sora on quest with Lee over there, and Lee is
We're gonna
talk about Lee, he's a problem child. But the point being, besides, like, Braig, and maybe sometimes Syax, but he's just constantly, like, man PMSing, it's different. They're not horrible, terrible, and Larksine. They're not horrible, terrible people. They just got involved in some bad shit, and it really, like, that's usually just applied to Roxas and Shion, usually in the context of how it's used in the game, I feel, whereas the video really made you feel sorry for them, and I thought that was really well done, and that was, you know, a really good experience. And of course, we both bawled our eyes out during Vector to the Heavens and The Other Promise, because
they kept making things depressing.
Let's just play Vector to the Heavens live and have Shion dying on a giant screen over and over again. Oh.
Yeah, and then Shion talking.
Oh, yes, that's the other thing that I'm sure you're all, that was another part of the content that I'm sure most of you know about and are interested about and waiting for us to get to, and thinking that this is where the theory thing comes from, and surprisingly, it's actually not that much. Some of it is, but the main thing is from Emily. Kairi, Shion, and Aqua and Aqua I don't believe performed live in Japan like Kairi and Shion. Well, I'd say Kairi and Shion, but they're the same voice actress, but you know the point. They performed live in Japan with the concerts, but they couldn't fly out overseas, and I think they added Aqua for us because of that, because I know Aqua was added after the concert originally aired. I don't know if she was in the second Japanese concert, because I think there were 2 in Japan, there might have been 3, I don't know, but they had really depressing dialogue, basically, We also bawled our eyes out during all of that, and the intro to Vector in the Heavens was Shion's set of dialogue, which was just... There wasn't really so much plot as just, oh yes, everyone still has forgotten Shion, and Shion is still sad, so deal with that.
It's like, I'm glad you said my name. It was really sad.
It was really depressing. Kyrie's was also really depressing. For Shion's sake, again, it was mostly like, yeah, Kyrie's gonna be badass in KH3, and she's talking about her training and how she's not going to be left behind this time, which we all want so bad. And then it gets to the part where she's talking about Lee, and she's already, you've seen in some stuff where she's like, this guy who kidnapped me, and it's like, oh, he keeps apologizing to me, and I see that he's a nice guy, and I keep telling him he doesn't need to be sorry, and then she says, sometimes I see him just looking at me, and when I ask why, he says, I don't know, but I feel like there's something I need to remember, and you're just like, nope, stop it! Or don't stop it, keep going and remember Shion, but also stop it! And Aqua was just Aqua being sad in the realm of darkness, honestly. She's like, since I got to beat Terra again, even though everything was terrible, we got attacked and you got immediately possessed, I feel a little better, so I'm gonna keep trying really hard. It's like, thanks, Aqua. We're sorry everything is terrible for you.
We're sorry Mickey left you in the realm of darkness.
We're sorry Mickey left you in the realm of darkness. This was based off of the dialogue. It was post 0.2, which means it's going, it is between 0.2 and 3, which is, still like another 2 years of potential time, because there's that year gap between 1 and 2, but it was mostly her thanking everyone and being sad and apologizing for things that she didn't do, and yeah,
fun times.
So that was that. Now the big thing that we're really excited about that happened was in the Hero and Heroines medley. Now they had, like I said, we had the boss medley, there were some world themes medley where there was the, normal ambient music medley and the battle theme medley, and I think there was another, generic battle theme medley for, the other battle music that's not world specific. I forget exactly, what, it was called, Darkness something, and where's the case? I have it here. I know the boss medley was called Dorkness Assemble, and the, oh, by the way, here is the CD case. It's adorable. Tiny Conductor Sora is my favorite thing, guys. What was it?
We're sad that they didn't have anything with the full orchestra artwork.
Yes, the full orchestra. I don't know if you've seen it, because as far as I know, it does only exist floating around randomly in the internet, but there is a full artwork with Orchestra Sora, and it has all three main trios, playing the instruments while Sora is conducting them, and it is just and Naminé, and it is just the most precious thing ever. Also enters your questions for your band debuts, you're welcome. And Wave of Darkness, that's what it was called, Wave of Darkness, which, generic battle music, well not generic, I mean, but the point is, it was, it had, they sneaked a little bit of Marley in there very briefly, if I recall. They kept sneaking Marley's, because Marley's music is beautiful. So I was really sad when it wasn't included. I mean, I was happy, but it was also sad. But they had that, and they had the Hero and Heroine theme medleys, which, of course, they played Vector to the Heavens and the Other Promise separately, and technically those are different songs with the same leitmotif as Roxas and Shion's main themes, and are basically just more depressing, dramatic versions of those. They go through, and they start with Sora, they go through the Destiny Island Palpo trio, and then they go through the Sea Salt trio. Well, I say trio.
Well, no, it went
It went Sora,
Riku, Kairi,
Naminé, and then Shion and Roxas. I don't remember what order. Yeah. And then it goes into...
I think it was Roxas Shion.
Roxas Shion, and then it was Terra Aqua then. Real quick before we get to the last person in that medley, which if you're wondering who that is and are confused because we named all of the main playable protagonists, this is gonna get exciting. They did not have Lee, which is another important thing to notice. part of that you might be saying they're going, well, that's because Lee doesn't really have his own theme or doesn't have one yet, or that the equivalent of his main theme is the 13th Struggle, which is very commonly associated with him. Like, just, it is. And possibly because I feel like, isn't in 2 he's the only one who still has that as his boss music?
Because I would know.
Don't quote me on that. It was the main boss music for Train of Memories, but it got used a lot less in 2 because they had more music to work with and not MIDIs, because it wasn't on a Game Boy. But anyway, and the final character included in the hero medley, I keep saying medley instead of medley, I apologize. They went straight from Ven into Vanitas' theme, and we're just sitting there going, well, what?
Yeah. And there was like a 1 or 2 second pause.
Yeah, there was like
songs.
this dramatic lull, and then it goes into Vanitas' theme, and you think, oh, are they going right into like a boss theme? Because you see the boss medley on. So the way it's listed in the I'm coordinated in here is that the list of songs aren't like a list, they're just kind of like listed randomly on the page in an amorphous blob. If I can find that page again. There, yeah. Like, it's just like, here's the list, and I'm like, but what I don't know how to read this in order. And most of us didn't want to open this up, and this isn't the same order as what was played live in the concert, it's the order on the CD. So, you're like, is that, yes, thunk. Is that what we're, going into? And no, because the next song, I believe, was Vector to the Heavens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because then it stopped and went into Shion talking. Or no, didn't it go straight to intermission?
Yeah, I think that
was the last one before intermission.
Right before
to be
intermission.
extra sure, you know that was a part of the hero medley. We're also sorry that this has taken us a week to film, let alone post. Life has been a shit show. But we're done talking about that now. We're talking about Vanitas. So we're sorry if we can't remember the details exactly. Yeah, no, Vanitas was included in the hero medley, and it's interesting what that might mean. It's interesting to talk about, too, that Vanitas has 2 boss themes. One of them samples all 3 of the other main Sora's themes. It goes through Sora's main theme, Roxas's, The Other Promise, and Ven's theme. Those leitmotifs through the boss battle, and that's the final one where Ven is fighting him inside of himself. And he has a more unique theme, just that is also included in that, one of all-encompassing, for the times where you fight him 80 million times in the rest of the game. But the fact that they decided to include that, and it was his main theme, that I cannot hum. It is not a melodic enough melody for me to pull off. It's not like the Traverse Town, theme that's the really easy to get stuck in your head hum type of, it's too many instruments at once, too many harmonies to produce with humming, and have it sound anywhere near in the right key, but you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure. But yeah, we're really excited that he was, I mean, that's a huge, just well, apparently Nomura considers Vanitas a hero character. He's not being considered a villain. That's just Square saying, here are the heroes, we're including Vanitas, because...
We're including Vanitas and not Lee.
And not Lee! And the other thing, too, is, if they wanted to include Lee, they could have, because during the World Battle Medley, they did something very comical where they admitted how much everyone hates Atlantica. Where there was...
That was amazing!
2 bars of Atlantica music with, a single shot of Ariel before it went into the next world, or it was okay, we're done with this, we know you don't want to hear it. And they could have easily worked in a very small, transition of Lee organization music with the visuals between, Shion and Roxas in the composition of this medley to include him, and they chose not to. Which is important. And they did choose to include Vanitas. So, I mean, those of you who've read the novels, I don't think I've done a lot of talking about the novels in any of my videos yet.
Except for the panel.
Well, except for the panel. I meant any of the theory, or I don't think we went into detail into any of the Let's Play videos, but if you've read the novel, or the relevant chapters of the novel, you know about how fucked up Vanitas' backstory was, and how it really paints him as a victim and not a villain. And I do not mean that in the, like, Loki fangirl problem way. I mean that in the legitimate abused child with self-harm tendencies because Xehanort is a terrible person and everything is terrible. I mean, not saying what he did, like, killing Aqua is bad. Don't do that. But, it seems like he's going to get a redemption arc. Is basically the point of the medley, and us bringing it up, is that it seems very likely that he will get to join Team Good Guy, which is very exciting because they included him with the heroes and not the Norts. So, because they could have also very easily, because we basically all know that he's a secret of darkness at this point, especially since he, like, just hangs out with Master Nort all through BBS, that them working into that medley would have made, you know, perfect sense. I don't think anyone would have questioned it, but instead they were like, we're going to put him in the hero medley because Vanitas is a hero, like Demyx, but we don't know that because of a medley. We know that because of the Underworld and the Olympus Stone. I'm
a little sad that Demyx wasn't in the hero medley too.
Demyx does not have his own theme.
I don't know these things.
Demyx barely has more screen time than Zexion.
I mean,
this is why they get shipped. Anyway. So yeah, so that was really exciting. We got to see Vinny, and it was weird too because they included you know, they have the video with it, and it's like, here's Vanitas and the hero medley being an asshole. Too.
Like,
they did include, which song did they include? They included very specifically in one of the sadder songs that had a whole bunch of just generic depressing stuff in it. The scene where Vanitas can't grab the Keyblade as it's fading away.
Oh yeah, they did do. I remember.
And like, so they like, and it was mostly good guys, but like they decided to include Vanitas suffering as well, which was another interesting thing that they did that was inclusive of Vanitas. That's there to make you think. So I mean, being a Sora, one of the many Sorai, as you will, you know, I guess him getting a redemption arc isn't that surprising, but at the same time it is, because he's Vanitas. He's a feral cat.
He is.
So, what else? Is there anything else from the actual concert itself that we need to talk about?
Is there, because we talked about, I don't know, an interesting thing about when Kairi's, talking happened, like her bonus scene, that was the only song, because, you know, she was talking while they were playing one of the songs. That was the only song that didn't have gameplay footage attached to it. It was all live action.
Yeah, they did this like live action clipping together to make it kind of look like a real. I just covered my mouth while I was talking into the mic.
Congratulations.
To make it look like a real like Destiny Islands kind of like, you know, just shots of like the waves coming in and islandy stuff. And a little bit of like some cityscape and like female silhouette in the sunset, you know, kind of thing. Like, it's Kairi, but it's not because it's a random model, but it looks like Kairi, so it's fine. I mean, it might have been the voice actors for all I know, but they were like a complete black silhouette, so. But.
Well, it looked like whoever it was might have even dyed their hair red.
I mean, that's not impossible. People do that in Japan. That's not, like, girls with that Alberny red isn't, like, it wasn't as red as Kairi. It was really hard to tell.
It was really hard
but, like, you know, like how sometimes Asian people can, like, do that thing with their hair where they put, like, a little bit of bleach in it and it turns out, like, pretty orange. Kind of, like, I'm not trying to be racist, it's just different races of hair react differently to chemicals. But, I know because my hair is not Caucasian. So there was that, and it was interspliced with and while the music was playing, unlike the other ones where it was like before and after. There were a couple of times.
Oh yeah, at one point they just showed the entire scene from Birth by Sleep, where Ven was just like,
where Ven comes up and asks Aqua de Terra to kill him, basically.
Yeah,
that scene.
The
They just
played that verbatim.
The whole thing to make you sad. They were like, "Oh, you aren't sad enough for this next part of this concert, so we're going to play this before we go into the next part." I don't remember what that was before.
I don't either.
Oh, it was before a Birth by Sleep song that I can't remember the name of right now because I don't know the names of those tracks as well. I'm sorry, internet. Be mad at me if you want. But yeah, so that was the main concert. We have more swag. Of course, we got all of the swag that they had available. We're going to be ordering our Keyblade baton.
I already did.
Oh, I need to do that still. But those were sold out at the concert. That was the thing that they were advertising the most, so I'm sure most of you already know about it. But the conductor ones that are like the long Keyblade, and we wanted to get those. Both for collector reasons, but also because we want to use them to point at things at our live panels that we do at anime conventions, because they're lighter than Void Gear.
By a lot.
But yeah, there's this lovely t-shirt with cute little conductor Sora and little thing, and down here, it's hard to see, but I don't even know if you can see it on the camera, but it says the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra Concert World Tour, blah blah blah. Now it did not come with this lanyard, I got this lanyard at a nerd convention, but there is this little bag, and it's really hard, oh, there we go. You can see it has imprinted on it the Kingdom Hearts print, but it's a special limited edition orchestra tour, the World Tour concert print, where some of the things on here are actually little music notes, and one of them is a 2 to 8th notes that are connected, and the top of them has like the little crown, little Sora crown, and there's also, you can see this better because it's a little less shiny, so you can see the print, but this is just a little like card holder sleeve clutch, and the front has the whole, logo printed on it for the tour and everything, but that was literally all the swag we had, that they had, and we bought.
And the books.
And these. And most people walked up and bought all of them, because if you're already going to New York for a concert that's only appearing 2 places in the United States, also, rip my bank account. But this is my 15-year-old original copy from the month it released in America box of Kingdom Hearts 1. Hashtag humble brag, I guess. It's not really like a fancy collector thing. I got a game when I was 12 for Christmas and became far too emotionally attached to it. And hashtag less humble brag, it does not any longer have the, Oh yeah, this is our VIP ticket from being able to meet Yoko Shimomura. But as you can see, I no longer, the book got shredded because I used to take it out and like do stuff with it as like a 11-year-old and like try to trace the drawings on it, and so it's like it literally got used so much it fell apart. So it's not really collector edition or anything, but you can see on it I got the beautiful composer Yoko Shimomura to sign it for me, to go with. I should have brought both of the boxes. Over where this was sitting is also my Kingdom Hearts 2 box signed by Richard Epcar. But the experience of meeting her was great. She was so nice and so sweet. She put up with my terrible Japanese and me trying to be like, it's a 15-year-old box. And like, of all of the mistakes I made in Japanese, like my grammar was fine, and the harder vocabulary words weren't actually a problem. I messed up saying 15. I said Ichigo instead of Jugo, and it was really sad. But I hope, one day I might even be able to get like Nomura's signature on this, although I know that's very unlikely. I can have hopes and dreams. As well as any other relevant voice actors, although I think the most likely one I am going to ever get, as far as my attempt to get awesome Kingdom Hearts signatures, is getting Ben Diskin to sign Dream Drop Distance, because he's Ben Diskin. Which is a similar reasoning as why I was able to get Richard Jepka. I don't think Haley Joel Osment frequents the anime conventions very often, so no Sora for me. Although, if I ever do go to Japan and get to experience a Japanese convention, maybe I can get some of the Japanese voice actors to sign them, and that would be great because, how did I forget his name? He's my favorite.
Congratulations.
Mother of God, what?
Why are you looking at me like I would know?
Riku's Japanese voice actor, who I love dearly, who voices so many very strange things in a very wide range, going from Tamaki to Death the Kid to that guy who's Tsukiyama from Tokyo Ghoul and Rin from fucking the swimming anime to Riku, which is actually how he got famous. Fun fact, that was one of his earliest and first roles, and that's how he got his start, but well, not his, like, start, but that's how he got, like, super famous. And started being cast in literally everything, and singing and things, and being in horrible, ridiculous, beautiful otome anime, and...
Do you think this is long enough to start the pattern yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Then is knitting a scarf with a, the Kingdom Hearts heart pattern knit into it, and if it turns out not sucking, which... I think it'll be fine. He's the one who isn't confident in his own ability to knit things, which is stupid because...
Well, no, this is the first pattern that I've made by myself.
If it turns out fine...
My knitting is fine. It's my pattern making that might be suffering.
We will probably do a giveaway and give it to one of our, like, what do we have, like 25 whole viewers right now?
24.
24. Oh, we don't even have 25. But we'll give it to one of you, and who knows, maybe by the time it's done, because Ben does take a notoriously long amount of time to finish.
It takes about 6 months of me working on one specific, knitting project to finish it. So 6 months from now, we might have a giveaway.
Yeah, 6 months from now, we're gonna have a giveaway and have, like, an actual decent pool of people to give away, you know, to. We're hoping that our computer will be fixed in the relevant...
Before the giveaway happens.
Yes, that would be important. We're going to try and, oh, well, before we get back into that kind of semantic nonsense, again, meeting Yuko Shimomura was amazing. I just butchered her last name that time for some reason.
Absolutely,
I don't know. I was saying it fine the entire rest of this video.
Except when you were calling her.
Except for when I was calling her a name that was completely wrong, but at least I was pronouncing that wrong name correctly. But we met lots of cool people. Kingdom Hearts fans are nice, wonderful people. Chilling in the super long line to meet Yoko Shimomura. You know, we were talking to other people. There was an usher who was also a Kingdom Hearts fan. I feel kind of bad and embarrassed because I misunderstood. She was asking for someone to explain what she missed, and I thought she meant, like, the plot of the game, so I was like, where do I need to start? And she's like, from the beginning. And so I just go, okay, so, these 3 nerds on an island, and they're like, no, I mean the concert, I play the games, and I was like, so that was a little incredibly embarrassing, but she thought it was funny, so it was fine. She was very excited about it, and it was nice to know that some of the people working there were even excited about the concert. Everyone friendly. There were some other cosplayers. Oh, right, I mean, unless, I'm sure the thumbnail will have it, and we haven't talked about it a lot, and it'll have it in the clip that we have of us actually at the thing, but we did cosplay as Orchestra, Vanitas, and Ven. As I mentioned earlier, there's a full artwork with a large portion of the cast in, like, formal orchestra attire with Sora conducting in his little cute conductor suit. So we did, you know, close approximations to what they had in that artwork. Obviously, Vanitas was not in that artwork, so I took a little more liberty. I went with all black and still wore my Dorkness skirt instead of the white shirt and black pants that is normal for that kind of thing. But yeah, no, we met lots of people. Oh, we did the cosplay thing, that's right. And we had little instruments and automatones because that is the most obnoxious instrument known to man.
I like how you listed automatones separate from instruments.
That's because it's a monstrosity. But
Vanitas would love them.
Yes. No, they were all what I like to call, like, troll instruments or meme instruments. Like, we had kazoos and a triangle and the automatones and a really shitty, I have it I have it right over here. That's my butt is on camera. This is the actual recorder I had in 1st grade that has been sitting in my room for a very long time. And we never got to actually play anything because the time constraints were a lot smaller than normal, and we will upload eventually a video with us back in those orchestra costumes, playing for you a lovely, horrible, horrible recorder rendition of some of your favorite Kingdom Hearts songs. We do take requests, leave them down in the comments if you want something besides Dearly Beloved and Simple and Clean. I tried really hard to, again, this is why I know that Vanitas' theme is not melodic enough for me to hum, is because I really wanted to be able to play it, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to figure this out in the 5 minutes that it's taking me to do, like, Simple and Clean, by ear. They do have a bit of a musical background, but not that much, and it's been a while. But we had a lot of fun. We met other cosplayers, also weird coinking, also shout out to you guys. Also, if you, Master Nort and Princess Aurora and Sora, are watching this video because you remembered our name, you made the mistake of giving Vanitas a responsibility. And that was giving me the card. I always lose cards. I should have given it to Ven, and I didn't, and I'm very sorry for that, so I immediately lost your card. Please contact us.
It started with...
We know Frog was in it somewhere.
No, it was Turtle.
It was Turtle?
It was Turtle.
I'm just completely wrong.
This is why you don't give
This is why you don't leave me in charge of things.
If you ever meet us at a convention and you need to give one of us a card,
if we see you at Otakon,
give it to me.
Yes, give it to them, because they're the responsible adult. Vanitas is not the responsible adult.
I lost count again.
Anyway, we met some other cosplayers. There was this adorable trio of the ladies, Aqua, Kairi, and Namine, and like I wanted to cuddle them, but that would have been, you know, awkward and weird, so I didn't, but they were wonderful. There was this one girl in a white dress and blonde hair who we couldn't tell if was cosplaying or is just a girl in a white dress with blonde hair. We're pretty sure she was just a girl in a white dress with blonde hair, but we're still not sure. And then, of course, our the lovely people that we just mentioned, who we just shouted out to, beautiful Master Nort cosplay. He was fantastic. Props to him for wearing that huge leather monstrosity in the heat in New York. And we found out that they actually live really close to us. You know, we're both turned out we're both based in Northern Virginia, and hopefully we'll be seeing them at the local conventions that we go to. I say local, like Otakon is a local convention. But it is. Well, it is. It's always been a local convention for us, but it's not usually considered a local convention for most people who go to it, since it's such a big con. People travel to it. But
I'm making this switch on 14. Hold on.
Okay. But anyway, so who else? There was a nice kid who who photographed my Ita bag. I might make a shitpost video of that. I'll just talking about that later, so I can show that off. But I made I edited an Ita bag with a horrible Organization 13 zipper. I say horrible when it's actually the best thing ever. And was carrying all my crap around in that, and that I think got more compliments than my costume, which I mean is fair. Thanks to everyone who dealt with us having to put our wigs on in the bathroom.
There was a really nice Shion who lent us...
Oh, that's right, the Shion!
Yeah, she lent us her baton for a second.
For a photo.
And then it was really cool, like, she was wearing her organization coat, and then when the, Kairi and Aqua people showed up, she just stripped off
she was just like, goodbye, organization coat.
And was in this, like, cute little cocktail dress.
It was precious.
It was amazing. So shout out to her for being awesome.
Yes. Shout out to any cosplayers that were there too. I think there was a Roxas that we saw that we didn't really get to talk to. Anyone who might have been there that we didn't see or get to talk to. Or who we haven't mentioned yet, who we forgot all. I think that's everyone that we personally talked to.
There was a Kairi in her Kingdom Hearts.
There was like a full, because the Aqua, the Kairi, they had like fancy, they were like fancy, I'm going to the orchestra Aqua and Kairi. This was like straight up Cage 3 Kairi. But no, so that was, there was no senpai. We were sad.
There was no senpai.
There was no senpai. There is only an old Nort, which is actually very confusing. Usually you get every other Nort besides old Nort.
Right?
Well, and Ansem. You don't get very many Ansems. Between his lack of a shirt and his like hairline that's just a nightmare for cosplay purposes. But yeah, no, it was awesome, and we met all these awesome people. The trip to New York was fun. We got to shout out to you, Stevie, if you're actually bothering to watch my shitpost of a YouTube channel, for letting us stay in your apartment with all of your cats and dogs.
The cats were really cute. And
yes.
So was the puppies.
And so were the puppies. They had a, like, hamster wheel, but for cats. It was amazing. I'm making them sound more like a crazy cat lady person. I say crazy cat lady, but that is a unisex term. If you have, like, more than 5 cats, it's like crazy cat lady TM. Like, that's just the term.
I think the rule should really be more than 1 cat per X amount of square feet.
Well, that's true. It wasn't that small of a department for New York, honestly. But they only had 2 cats, so it's not actually that bad. I just opened the door and all I saw were cats in this giant wheel, and I was like, oh, you turned into a crazy cat, Leo is gone! And he was like, what? I always had a bunch of cats. But...
Congratulations.
That was the recorder falling on the floor. Anyway, thank you for letting us stay at your apartment, so that made that trip actually feasible, because we just took the train up, crashed at your place, and then took it back down. Also, to your lovely roommate, significant other human, who was just a delight. And also thank you for the bread.
Bread is good.
Bread is good. When you have to take an Uber home.
We should go get bread later.
We're going to go get bread later. When you have to take an Uber home at like what was it, like midnight in New York, and there are no restaurants, and you get to your friend's apartment and you're like, I need food. I haven't eaten since we got on the train at like 11 in the morning. Yeah. And they give you bread and it's great. It
was good bread.
It was good bread. It was very good bread. But yes, also shout out to your pink antlers. Just the antlers, not the rest of you, just the antlers.
Just the antlers.
Anyway, this is our little, I'm rambling at this point, going on way too long about our adventures for that concert.
But we're just having so much fun.
We're having so much fun, and we haven't had a video, it's so fucking long.
I admit this much just in the span of this video, by the way. I started this like literally as we started filming. Just so you know how fast I did.
I was going to say how long this video has dragged on, but
also
vice versa.
I mean,
potato.
There's a way to look on the bright side of things, Vanitas.
Cup half empty. But anyway.
And then you do this. Oh, it's gonna be weird.
So I think that's it for our.
What am I doing?
General spiel here today, as Ven continues to knit aggressively. Thank you all for listening. If you actually managed to stay to the end of me literally rambling and repeatedly apologizing for the fact that we don't have our shit together, thank you. You're extra cool. You're prettier than everyone else who didn't make it to the end of the video.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's it. Let us know everything that we asked in the comments earlier in the comments. Any game suggestions, like what Final Fantasies. Actually, that would be really helpful if you'd like to tell me what Final Fantasies you're most interested in playing first. There's a very high chance after 15 we're going to go right into 7 to get that out of the way before the remake, so we have a comparison of the original to the remake. I'm rambling again. I'm gonna stop doing random announcements because I will never run out of announcements.
Announcements.
I was thinking it, but I didn't do it.
That's what I'm here for.
I know. Don't go to summer camp, guys. Do go to summer camp. Definitely go to summer camp and set lots of things on fire.
But try not to go to summer camp right after you get pneumonia. Actually, do that, because when I went to summer camp right after I had pneumonia, that was when I stopped having as many emotional problems as I used to have.
Don't do that.
Hey man, it worked for me. But anyway.
And
now we're Markiplier.
as we rip off literally every other actually successful YouTube in this video. Just to keep adding to that. So anyway, thank you all for watching. We hope to see you soon with more actual content. Oh, this had some actual content at the beginning, and then it devolved into this. But thank you all very much, and remember, save your tears, because we'll be back.